Y'all, y'all, y'all ready for this? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to episode 6 of FriXion Max TraXion. Oh, and we have got a bonanza of a show lined up. But first, Aaron, what's been happening in the world of La Sportiva this week? I believe it's we've got a running event coming up, haven't we?
Yeah, I think just details are coming to hand with Glowworm Tunnel Marathon.
That's right. Yes, for sure. And it's been taken over by the new crowd. So we've got is it Tony Williams, Blue Mountains Fitness, and Summit Gear. So that should be fully awesome. New partners involved there. Weekend event, they tell me. So sounds pretty lush.
Yeah, it's great to see that event continue. Great to see a couple of really great Blue Mountains businesses get behind it and make it keep happening. So yeah, looking forward to that. We'll be there and sponsoring the event.
Cool.
And in other news, local legend. I mean, it's been huge. So since we announced that, like with the aim to support some other athletes and other people in other ways in 2021, well, the response has been massive. It's kind of dominated my week. I thought, I'll sort through 10 or so entries, but there's been
thousands, millions, hundreds.
So it's been great, and they've come from hikers, runners, climbers, volunteers. People have nominated all sorts of people, and to be honest, it's been really tough. To narrow it down to. I'm glad we're doing it monthly because it'd be nice to reward more people. But we'll announce our January winner mid-show.
In the show. Stay tuned, people. Stay tuned. And obviously, the podcast is coming to you via a few platforms. So obviously, for the people that can't look at it at the moment, are listening to it on those, I think it's Apple we got going and Spotify. If you're watching it, which I would recommend on YouTube, you got to hit the old subscribe button. Is it down here? I don't know, everyone, whatever. Hit the subscribe button, and then when you hit the new one, it comes up, so you'll be reminded there. But awesome there on the local legends there, Aaron. And I suppose the other thing La Sportiva news we got going on is we got a couple of new members joining the team this year. We've reached out. And had a look at, a couple of more young guns. These are coming on the team. So we'll let you know about that in a couple of weeks' time. When it's all
certainly
done.
It's a great part of the job to keep an eye on talent coming through and, seeing people who love the sport and do what they do. So, to support some of those young athletes to further their sport is really good. And, looking forward to working with them and announcing them soon once it's all finalised.
Cool. Well, enough jibber jabber. Let's crack on with the show. Now, this episode, it's a gem. Another national champion we've got interviewing today on the podcast, and also joined by let's call him our technical advisor, Mr. Benjamin Cossey. We'll bring him in right now. Hopefully, as we all know, he does struggle with the old internet. So here he is. I'm bringing him. Oh, he's in the show. Welcome, Ben. How's it going up there in Blackheath?
Pretty good up here. How's my connection?
No, it's looking good there. I think your hair's looking like it's growing. You're like, I thought I had a bit of a mop on board, but it's very nice there. Very good. So Ben joins us for the show as our technical climbing advisor. So obviously he's going to be asking our special guests a multiple of technical questions.
Yeah,
I suppose, we want to know who that special guest is. I think national champion in bouldering, so we're giving it away. It's a rock climb, obviously having been on the show. But I think she's more famous for in the whole scheme of the things is the first female Australian up the warp wall on Ninja Warrior. And we'll let her on in. Let's have a look. Welcoming Andrea Hah to the show. Welcome, Andrea.
Hi, how are you going?
pleased to. Awesome, you could join us. And
Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. And we introduced you as the Ninja Warrior, I guess, and that was your biggest crowning achievement on of your life so far, was getting up the warp wall in the first season. This
might be a few other contenders there, I think.
No. Obviously, Andrew is a great, an awesome rock climber. For those people who don't know, but it's probably a bit of a joke, isn't it, in the climbing community, how much publicity you and Ben and Lee and Tom up there got around the old Ninja Warriors, and you became sort of household names. And I know my girls love post many a time for pictures with Andrea Hah as the first female up the warp wall. So I'm pretty sure that's pretty. Was that sort of a bit funny, I suppose, wasn't it, Andrea?
Yeah, it's pretty funny to spend so much time climbing and, dedicating a lot of your time and passion into something, and then kind of on a whim go onto a TV show and get just like a ridiculous amount of attention for it. But yeah, it was fun, and yeah, it's cool to to inspire little kids and have them set up little obstacle courses in their backyards and in their houses. So yeah, definitely a really cool experience.
Yes, thank you. I had to build a Ninja Warrior course in my backyard due to you doing it. Oh, I wish you hadn't have done it, to be honest. Anyway, all is good. All is good.
So, and we didn't get any climbers going on Holy Moly. Or have we got that happening?
Aaron. Oh no.
Well, my kids are watching that now, and I'm like, there's always something. But yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that's
very different.
Yeah.
We haven't watched it. We don't have a TV, so
you're
not sure what that is.
Well, it's normally the cricket, and I'm turning it on for the cricket. What's this Holy Moly? Oh my god! Anyway,
it's like Ninja Warrior, but it's putt.
Yeah.
Putt.
Yeah.
As in like
Golf.
Yeah, golf.
Now I know I've played a bit of putt there with young Benjamin in the Franken era. I think I've got a few pictures. I might drag them up for the podcast and let the audience know in the Franken era. That was quite cool. But anyway, so I suppose the whole Ninja Warrior thing, it was pretty cool. It was exciting. I mean, it was fun, wasn't it? You guys, it looked like you're having a good time. You took it relatively seriously, but it looked like it was fun, and you had a good time doing it. Is that what it was all about, or were you there for the money?
Oh, I don't think there was ever ever under the illusion that we were going to get the money. That was kind of like something that they'd say on TV, but I don't think that was ever going to happen. No, we just kind of did it for the experience. We saw in the States that climbers did really well, had an opportunity to go in and do something different. So yeah, it was super fun.
All right, well, I'll let the viewers relive the dream. So you just bear with me.
To make the grand final, she needs to complete the course in under 5
So it looks like you guys make it look relatively easy.
She needs to get herself up
is it easy?
Come on, Andrea. This is her chance to
I mean, that bit is kind of like rock hopping to Ben Lomond.
Oh, okay, rightio.
That bit, yeah, it's just commitment. You hold on as tight as you can. This was probably the most unknown thing. You just never run along a rolling log, so that's just like full commitment, and you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah.
And this is jugs, isn't it, for climbers? I mean, I saw this when you guys are doing it, thinking, you're making it look easy compared to the...
Yeah, this is not too bad.
Yeah. Oh, nice matching outfit from the brothers. Good work there. I like that.
Is it the Natty Ram shorts or something, or is it...
That's all t-shirts and jumpers that they've got are branded with Black Diamond or La Sportiva on North Face. And we weren't allowed to wear branded clothing,
that's right,
anything with logos.
And wasn't it filmed really late and stuff? I had a mate working on it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's crazy. Like you're shooting at midnight and stuff." Yeah.
So they start the filming at about 8 p.m. just because they've got to wait until it goes dark because it's outside and the lights and the fire explosions. So from 8 till 2 is when they'll film, and then from 2 a.m. was when they had to stop filming because they just have people around the Cockatoo Island that would complain about the noise levels.
This is the moment.
And I see you've got the Blackheath Renter crowd there in the audience. That's good.
Not completing the warp wall.
They don't get out very much.
Yeah,
Ooh,
exactly.
Big city.
And it's not just about
I think this was this the moment? Is this the actual moment where
this
you
is history in the making.
nailed the
Come on, Andrea.
warp
And
wall?
history's
Yeah,
again
I think
You're
I
looking a
had-
bit stressed here,
I
Andy.
failed a few times. Well, I've never run a warped wall before, have I?
Not something you do.
She's done it! She's done it! I can't believe it!
She is
Hit
the
the
first
button.
woman to go.
Have your sugar.
No, it's the button's a bit further on this one, Ben.
Yeah.
Oh, KFC. Makes
Oh,
me-
it wasn't the finish. There you go.
No, no.
No, so I think this was the semi-final actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I failed on the qualifications in getting up the wall, and then the semi-finals and yeah, got up the wall.
And Ben hasn't had a haircut since.
No, I don't think so. No, and no, Ben, yeah, I think, Ben, you got through this one, didn't you, Ben? I think you did. Yeah. And
Yeah, no.
you struggled a bit on the chimney thing, didn't you? Like, to be honest, like,
Awful. Yeah, my.
yeah.
On
For
my.
a climber, I thought that was like looked really difficult. I thought you smoked that obstacle
No, bit of a Gumby with that stuff.
with the chimneys. You have to get through a Raffles and do a bit of,
He's too tall.
Agamemnon and things like that, or watch our crack.
How crack fully. Isn't it funny the advertising in the background? It goes from KFC to Advil.
To pain.
With the ad.
Yeah, this is the one where you just skim the water, didn't you, Andrew, with your foot?
Yeah. Yeah, I went too low to try and get to the platform.
Oh, look, there's Helen giving you, wishing you all the best.
Come on. Oh.
Come on. She's not going to be beaten by this obstacle. She will not be beaten.
Oh no, I can't
Oh,
watch.
which foot was it? Oh, it was there! Oh, holy moly. Anyway, oh.
Well, funny you mention that because it doesn't matter if you touch the water and holy moly. So, next season, can we release that as a scoop? Andrea Hah is on the 2022 season of Holy Moly. She doesn't know what it is, but we've
Don't
signed her
spread
up.
rumours.
Well, this podcast is all about
What
it.
channel is it on?
Channel 7.
Oh, I don't think I'm
Not
allowed
Not tonight,
to,
though, because
actually.
Big Bash is starting in 30 minutes. So, how does Queensland get through? Jeez Louise, Brisbane. Oh.
Queenslanders.
What?
No, cool. So I suppose that was a little bit of a fun interlude. Good times, obviously, with all. I mean, you had a bunch of mates at the event. That was pretty cool to do.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, let's get back to what we're here to talk about is climbing, and we know you're an old gymnast, and that's how you started in gymnastics, and then you progressed to climbing. Is that the sort of the quick story? You're like, oh, that looks pretty cool. I want to go rock climbing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
So I was doing gymnastics for 10 years.
Okay, yep.
And then I injured my back, so couldn't do gymnastics anymore. So,
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, the Victorian Institute of Gymnastics has a really good.
Wait a second. Did you say Victoria?
Yeah,
Are you from Melbourne?
yeah.
Oh no! Oh, you've
Send me
escaped.
back.
You've escaped, though, haven't you?
Yeah.
No, lovely people in Melbourne. Lovely people.
The gymnastics program in Victoria is really good.
Yeah, they've actually. I must admit, that, like from all the the Institute of Sport down in Victoria is fantastic, isn't it? With all their athletes.
Yeah.
And obviously we spoke to Alice, who's a rower, and she went through that academy, and she highly praises the Institute of Sport in Victoria. So yeah, hats off to those guys.
Yeah, they've got an awesome program, and yeah. So when I was finishing up with them, they kind of helped me transfer to some different sports, and just my coach at the time suggested climbing.
Oh,
So,
cool.
Yeah, it was totally
And-
random.
Well,
Yeah.
I only met you as a climber, Andrea. I obviously knew of you and a little bit of climbing I've dabbled, but I did as part of the research for the show. I researched a bit about you and came across your Wikipedia page. So can you just give me a true or false on these ones?
Go on.
It says that you're a gymnast, so you've talked about that, and then
Yeah.
it says you toyed with the following sports: aerial skiing,
No, never.
So that's
What?
kids don't believe
Peter, you're
Wikipedia.
lying. Oh,
Cirque du Soleil.
No, never did it. Just
that was
quite a
Toby,
few,
wasn't it?
Yeah, quite a few gymnasts go into it.
Yeah.
And a few of my friends did, but I never did. No.
Okay, it gets this one. Like those ones, I would have I saw, but hurtling.
No.
Okay,
God,
so
no.
whoever does
No,
your
no.
Wikipedia, that's really trampolining,
Trampolining, no, only within gymnastics. No, never. It's
diving.
quite diverse, wasn't I? I did actually do diving.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. They got
Oh.
Yeah.
and then before transferring to rock climbing. So
Yeah.
you got the
that one right.
gymnast part right, got the rock climbing right. A little
Geez,
bit
you're a bit-
sketchy in between.
You're a bit of a whipper there, Andrea. Jeez.
Well, a lot of that was lies, wasn't it?
No, it's on the
I
internet.
read that
It's
and I was
true.
like, whoa,
If it's-
that's impressive.
She's awesome.
No way. If it's on the internet, it's true, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Like just
Yeah.
the next James Bond. Oh, like a James Bond.
Yeah.
Do it all.
Secret agent, Andrea Hah.
Yeah. Okay, well back to
Jeez, I'm
you transition to climbing. What's
throw me, yeah.
how
See,
did
I
that
suppose was it indoor down in Victoria? I guess was it in Melbourne. That's where you're based, and you went to one of the gyms, and you thought, oh, this plastic pulling's pretty cool, and
Yeah.
Give me the-
Just did that.
yeah, okay. And then from that, when did you go to the Grampians or Rapleys as your first sort of outdoor experience, or how did that happen?
Yeah, did a few like day trips around Melbourne, so like the Yuyangs,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and then like Mount
Werribee
Macedon.
Gorge? Did you go to
Werribee
Werribee?
Gorge, yeah,
Oh, classic location.
yeah, but not much. And then Mount Rapleys was probably what caught my attention more than anything else. Yeah, went out there like in any opportunity that I could. Just went out, started slowly buying bits and pieces of gear and camping gear, and just went to Rapleys heaps throughout uni.
Oh, yeah, cool. All right. And there's a mountaineering club and that kind of thing. Because I know the unis are a good avenue to like getting people out and about. And I know Rapleys is perfect for that. So I think it was just mates that you.
Yeah, just friends. Yeah, friends from Melbourne, and then my boyfriend at the time. So we'll just, decide on which classes were essential to go to and which ones weren't. And then we'll just go to Rapleys and hang out there. And it was awesome.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And then I know from those early days, and I mean you fell in love with the sport, you loved it, and then I know you've travelled abroad a lot, and you've climbed a lot in Europe and in America, and I suppose that's when you're fully hooked, isn't it? When you sort of like you rock up to these fantastic areas in Spain and go, oh man, this is so good. But what's your favourite sort of crag outside Australia that you've been to and had sort of a really cool experience at? There's a lot, I know. Sorry, I put you on the spot there.
Yeah. I suppose the most memorable trip for me climbing wise would have been going to Europe after I finished uni. So I worked heaps and just saved up a bunch of money and just went to Europe for a year, and then just climbed for a year, which was super awesome. Just started in the UK, went to Germany, Spain, Italy, Greece, Poland. Just
in Poland,
got a car and drove around. That was pretty life-changing for me. I think going from living in Melbourne and climbing indoors and just doing that city life to then living in a car and just climbing for a year really changed what I thought I wanted to do.
Yeah, cool. And I suppose it becomes, climbing is a lot. It's not just about, hanging on to small edges and stuff. It's that whole experience, isn't it? Like you meet so many awesome people that are like-minded, and to be honest, you get to see some fantastic places just by traveling in these joints. And it's I think that's the thing about climbing, isn't it? Like it lets you experience different cultures through the eyes of climbers, which is pretty cool. Yeah,
and see it in a different way to just tourists, I think. Like you're not going to, the standard cities where you stay in a hostel and you're going to the museums, and I don't know, I just found that quite removed from the actual culture of the city.
To hang out in London with a bunch of other Australians.
No, and go to like some dingy UK pub. It was like, oh, that's gross.
Yes, Aaron. No, it's us rock climbers are a little bit different than you people, normal people out there.
I didn't do the London thing either, but that always struck me as strange that that's what people's overseas experience was. So, what about you, Ben? Have you done something similar? Like, packed up
Yeah.
and yeah, cool.
Yeah,
As in
yeah.
like a year.
Traveled around Europe where I saw Matt and played golf.
That's
in
right.
the
We played
Frank
golf
Europe.
together, didn't we? Mm.
But then,
Theme of this show.
hey, what was that?
The golf theme keeps
The
coming
golf
back.
team, yeah.
Weird, isn't it?
But
Yeah,
it must
but
make massive difference to your climbing.
I think it
Oh,
does,
like-
doesn't it, guys? Like when you go overseas, you see what the Europeans are doing, and it just opens your mind to, man, that's cool. Or you can bring that home to your areas, and you can do. I suppose the level is so high in Europe, and when you first go there, you just like you're a kid in a candy store, aren't you? As far as how many routes you can try and do, and I think that's the cool thing about when you're traveling, isn't it?
Yeah, you get to see so many people just immerse themselves in it, and there's just such a huge culture for it, which is so different from the trad climbing in Arapiles, and then even in the Grampians, you climb with just I don't know, just half a dozen people on a regular basis, and so you don't have a lot of exposure.
Yeah.
As you go to Europe, and there's people climbing, anything from 6A to 9A at the same crag, and everyone's having a go, and yeah, it's super cool to see.
Yeah, cool. And I think that culture, though, is definitely coming into Australia now. And I know you two live in Blackheath there, and that's probably one of the the epicenters of climbing for Australia. Definitely sports climbing. And now probably it's probably going to be. I dare say you're going to have a few more people come up your way with the the uncertainty of the Grampians and Arapiles. So I think the Blue Mountains is going to have a real significant part in Australian climbing for years to come. And you guys are obviously at the centre of that. And is that exciting for you, or are you thinking, oh no, my crags are going to be swamped with people? It's a bit of that, isn't it?
Heads nodding, yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of a mix. Like obviously, if you want to go to Shipley, you're always going to have 100 other people at the crag. But if you want somewhere to yourself, you know where to go. Yeah, there's so much rock. There's so much to do. Yeah, and places.
How long have you been in the Blue Mountains, Andrea?
So when I got back from Europe that year, I moved.
Oh, okay.
Moved up here.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I got back from Europe, got back to Melbourne, and I just knew it was just not where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
It's just hard from Melbourne. You've got to drive 3 or 4 hours to get to good quality climbing, and just knew it was not how I wanted to be living my time. Yeah.
No, we can definitely. I mean, we can all vouch. Like the Grampians is definitely, and Arapiles is some of the best climbing in the country. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, you are a bit. It is a bit of a mission compared to, the Blue Mountains, or even being based in Sydney.
Yeah.
How accessible the crag is.
Since moving here, I've gone back to the Grampians 2 or 3 times a year, and stay there for 2 or 3 weeks because it is so amazing. It's so different to being in the Blue Mountains. So yeah, still so worthwhile going down south. But yeah, just in terms of week to week, it's hard to get out if you're living in Melbourne.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I suppose we can digress a little bit there. Mount Arapiles, that holds a special place in your heart there, Andrea, being the first female Australian. Why are the bloody Kiwis beating us on these routes there, people? Ben, you're responsible as well,
What do you mean?
Well,
what's that
thing? What's that thing up in the Blue Mountains? You got the second, third ascent off. We were pipped by a Kiwi as well, weren't we?
Yeah.
So obviously, what I'm referring to there is Punks in the Gym. So Andrea, you did the first female Australian ascent of Punks in the Gym, and grade 32, which for people that don't know, that was the first 32 in the world put up by Wolfgang Gulick at the time in 1985. Is that correct there, Ben?
Just seeing if you got it.
Yeah, no, I did that correctly. And it was yo-yo dough for the first ascent, wasn't it? And subsequently the second ascent. I think Jerry Moffat got the first true red point ascent. But yeah, I suppose Andrea, that was that one of your was that a massive achievement for you? That was what you always wanted when you first stumbled there at Arapiles and you saw the lovely baby bums on the wall going, oh, I want to climb that. That looks awesome.
To be honest, I probably didn't think it was possible when I first saw it. Yeah. Like when I first went to Arapiles, I kind of never really climbed outdoors. So when I first started, I was seconding up anything from grade 6 through to grade 18.
Yeah.
So when I saw it, I just didn't conceive it as a possibility.
Yeah, just a blank wall, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just like it's something that other people would do. So it didn't kind of come onto the radar until years and years later.
Yeah. And obviously, did it take a number of days of working it out, or did it go relatively fast? Because I know you're a very good climber on that sort of technical terrain.
I think the timing was really good for me. So I just finished my masters, and then I had a couple of months where I wasn't working very much at all. So I was going to Elphinstone a lot, and decided it was a good time to go down and try and do punks. So I did that within a couple of weeks actually.
Oh, cool! Excellent stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Is it one of those? Are there those climbs in Australia that no matter what you have climbed, is that one of those ones that people say, but have you climbed punks? Have you climbed? Like I know in running, no matter what event you've done, people say, have you done UTMB? Or in cycling, like pro cyclists get asked, have you done Tour de France? Is there those kind of climbs? Is punks is good to be able to say, yeah, I have.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Definitely.
Ben's nodding profusely.
Yes, Benjamin has done the ascent as well. Haven't you, Benjamin?
Wow. I presumed, but I didn't want to ask. I thought he might be sitting there going, yeah, that's on the to-do list. But
100%.
Good stuff too, Ben.
Any climber worth their weight in gold should be doing that one. I'm not a good climber. And I suppose, how many females have done it now? It's only a handful, isn't it? There's Mayan, and there's yourself. And
3, I think. No, Yamila didn't do it.
Yeah.
No.
She didn't? Oh!
No.
Oh!
No,
Is that why she gave up climbing and took up cycling?
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it broke her a
cracked
bit.
her. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But who's the other girl?
Minna from the UK. Minna Leslie Wojcicki or something. Yeah. Yes, I think she did it a few years ago.
Okay, cool. I know it's one of those classic lines, Aaron. It's basically it was the first 32 in the world, and that's why it's the route to do in Australia. Yeah. So when they're those first of, so yeah, anybody rock climber out there wants to do punks in the gym.
And a very cool name.
Yeah, no, that's very cool. But yeah, and then obviously you've had a crack at the other classic hard route there at Mount Arapiles, Lord of the Rings. First done in your birth year, actually, Andrea, of 86 by Stefan Glauach when he came along there. And I know I was talking to you quickly before, and I was asking you if you did a Kim Carrigan and fell off the slab numerous times, but no, you didn't.
I didn't get as high.
Didn't get to the slab,
yeah. No, just at the base of the slab. Yeah.
Geez, that's pretty good though.
The cracks just below the slab.
They're pretty small holds, aren't they, from memory? I remember getting up there going, "Ooh, these are like razor blades. How the heck are you standing up here?"
Yeah, they're tiny. It's a pretty low angled route actually. Super small crimps and just super sharp and yeah.
And I remember there's a couple of cool pockets on there as well that are really distinctive, and we're calling them natural, but they're so nice to hang on to. And you got those little micro edges, and it's marginal sort of stuff, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're natural.
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, I'm just causing controversy here, Andrea. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no one chips. No one manufactures in Australia. What are you talking about? Jeez.
80s, right?
What's that, Ben?
Not in the 80s at Arapiles.
No. What is it? Is it London Calling? There's some nice pockets on that one. For people that haven't done that one, I just want to show you a picture. So just bear with me. Now, I just want to know, is this the best 28 in the country?
Best 28 in the country?
Nah.
I don't know if it is.
Oh, controversial.
Maybe.
There's another fine 28 that I'd put up there in the pecking list, but I think this one's a classic one. So for people that don't know, Aaron, you've got to guess that. What's it called, Aaron? I'll give you a clue. It rhymes with Lincoln Shepherd.
Oh yes, I should know that. No, I'm gone.
Slink and
Leopard. Yeah.
Slink and Leopard. Yeah, classic route of that. Yeah. Now, what would you put in that category? There, obviously, for me, that's I did that when I was a wee lad, and I found that fantastic, and just that rock is so nice in that gully, and that's right next to Lord of the Rings. But there is by all means, there's a bunch of nice 28s in the country, and I think for people that can climb that level, it's a nice grade, isn't it? Like you know, it's got movement. You're going to get tired, and the rock tends to be clean. You haven't got bushes to contend with and things like that, so it's quite nice, and it's a clean rock. So, what is your favourite 28 then? What is the contender there, Andrea?
Maybe Monkey Puzzle.
Oh,
Monkey Puzzle's pretty good.
Yeah,
Ben's not so sure.
I love the reactions there. Like I'm not sure.
Or the other one, potentially Hairline.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Diamond
hairline. So that brings me to my next little video. So I'll just pop that up. And then the other thing is, I want to know, why is one of the hardest routes in the Blue Mountains got trees on it? So just bear with me and I'll bring up the video.
In the time that we've been together, we've barely climbed with anyone else. You know, we're both invested in each other's climbing and both want to see each other succeed and have fun. Ex-gymnast, come rock climber, and she's a machine. Behind the hardcore climber and the really mentally strong person that she is, she's a softie. You know, I love that about her.
Yeah, so I grew up in Melbourne with my family, and I used to do gymnastics, and then I started climbing, just climbing in a gym, so like an indoor climbing squad. Yeah, and then once I finished school, started going outdoors, started going to Rathleys and the Grampians. Went to Europe for a year and just couldn't imagine living in a place where I couldn't climb more than once a month outside. So decided to move here. Yeah, kind of like here you can walk to town and you can hang out with your friends, go climbing, you can go running to beautiful lookouts. There's lookouts everywhere. And people come here for holidays and I get to live here, which is pretty cool. I did an exercise and sports science degree. There's a bit more to exercise for me than just getting fit and losing weight. So I like to work with them to make people move as best they can. I really like getting on a new route and figuring it out for myself and working out sequences and it feeling really hard. But you persist for whatever reason.
She's a weapon, amazing to watch her climb and blows my mind most of the time.
And then you go back and you know you link those moves and it just keeps going, and that's really rewarding. It's not like there's some barrier between 33 and everything else. Tiger Cat was a 33. Like for me, in doing that route, it's like, oh, like what else can I do? That's really cool. So my project, Sitting Bull, it's not particularly my style, I would say. Like it's really thin.
I did the second ascent. It's hard. It's really, really hard.
It's all on. You have to dyno and jump, and you're wide. Your arms are out really far.
She's pretty much max extension between like tiny little holds.
So it's the first cut. You put your left foot up on the fingernail footer to go to this crappy undercling. Go again, half pad, side pulley undercling thing. And then you slap to a half basketball sloper. And then there's a dyno.
A massive move across like completely blank rocks. There's nothing else whatsoever. It's awesome to watch her.
Match on this awkward block, big press out. And then you go to a big jug. You just push as hard as you possibly can. not very good. And you're busting really high to jump to the top of the cliff. Yeah. And that's it, hopefully.
Okay. Just put 2 fingers in that last edge.
The last pocket? Yeah,
Well,
it's huge.
yeah, I stuck 4 fingers in and wrapped my
Oh,
thumb in the
dear.
back of it.
Yeah, right.
That.
Jeez, talking techniques here with training from the super coach.
Hey,
Ben.
I must have smaller fingers.
Or better at crimping.
Yeah.
You're pretty crap on the pockets, Benjamin.
So Andrew, with that was the first ascent of a female of the grade 33 in Australia. That's correct with Tiger Cat?
In Australia.
In Australia, that's correct. Yeah, because Monique had done. Is it Fisheye in
Oleana?
In Oleana, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just before that. So I mean and obviously I think Monique's done Tiger Cat now, hasn't she? I'm pretty sure she has.
A few years ago.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I mean, it seems to be like the 33 to do up there in the mountains. I mean, from the footage, it looked awesome. I mean, definitely a bit too high and above the trees for a person of my stature, but it looks fantastic that you can. Oh, that last move, I'll tell you what. How many times?
Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. What are you eating there, Ben? I'm hungry as. That looks good.
Ben, focus. All right. Yeah. So we'll get back to So that's an awesome route. And how many times did you get to that last move, Andrea, before you actually nailed it, or did you do it on the first go when you got there?
Maybe the second or third time I did it. I didn't fall off the last move too many times.
Okay. I know last week's podcast, the couple we had on the show were saying Blue Mountains were holiday grades, but I tend to think you guys are a bit stout on the old grades on some of these newer crags you go to. Granted, Centennial Glen might be a little bit on the old soggy side for some of them, but on the main wall. But yeah, I think you guys are notorious for
holiday grades.
That's what they say. Don't blame me. I'm just repeating.
They might be going to Bell.
Good thing to ask people.
Oh, right. Yeah. These new age areas. That's what I'm saying. Every time I go to Diamond Falls, I feel like, oh my God. That's bloody nails. But anyway, yeah, excellent, cool. So obviously 33, that's a massive milestone for you there, Andrea. Have you got a few more 33s on the horizon?
Yeah, in terms of climbs that I'd like to do this year, we're kind of thinking a bit more local, considering we're not sure when we'll be able to travel. Yeah. So just a few iconic local climbs on the list. So Moon Shadow, which is a bit of a not extension. Well, it is a bit of an extension of Search and Destroy.
Well, you've done Search and Destroy, haven't you? So it's starting at Levitation? Is that right?
Yeah. So it starts at Levitation, which is a 29 through the roof, and then you go across into Search and Destroy.
Search and Destroy. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
And you've done
33.
Is it grey area? You've done that? Is that right as well? Yeah. That's considered. That's a pretty stout 32, isn't it? As well.
33.
33? I thought so.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I think, I don't know, what do you think, Ben? Like, I think pretty stout for 33.
It's 33. Yeah, it's the first one in the country.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah. Who put that up?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I think it's your brother, wasn't it, there? And your husband, Andy. They might put that one up. So, yeah, that's cool. Excellent stuff. All right, we'll just have a quick break.
Hi, I'm Aaron, co-founder here at Skratch Labs, the world's first active nourishment company. What does that mean? Nobody knows. Something the marketing department came up with right before we fired them. Here at Skratch Labs, we make a great tasting, all-natural sports drink that has fewer calories, more electrolytes, and absolutely no artificial anything. Big deal, right?
It's a huge deal.
Some people think so. Does your sports drink really need things like blue number 1, red number 40, and brominated vegetable oil? Dude, that's a fire retardant. I'll get it. Here at Skratch Labs, we only use ingredients you've actually heard of and can pronounce. Hey, Sugar Bear. For instance, care to guess what's in our lemon lime flavor? Yeah, lemons and limes. We've got 4 flavors now, but we're always working on new ones.
Nowadays tastes like strawberries.
Of course they do, sweetheart. Of course they do. We call our newest flavor pineapples. Is that because we use a bunch of chemicals that taste like pineapples? No. It's because we use, actual pineapples. Look, don't overcomplicate things. Skratch Labs makes a sports drink that has everything you need and nothing you don't. We're not exactly doing rocket science, people. Okay, we're doing a little bit of rocket science. So stop using an artificially colored, artificially flavored, chock full of preservatives sports drink and start using an all-natural one that actually works and doesn't taste like crap. We are Skratch Labs, and that's the end of our commercial. Okay, that's the end of our commercial.
Excellent. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Great product there. Good to see that Skratch is on board as a supporter of the podcast. Now, obviously, we had a few giveaways for last week's show. Yeah, we gave them out to a few people. I think the quiz was if you can name the doggy in the little advert there. We can give you. We'll send out a bit of a Skratch prize, a water bottle, and a couple of bars for those people that can write into us on the socials. Hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, and even you can email us if you wish. That's pretty cool. All right, Aaron, let's announce what we got. Local legends.
Yeah, like I said in the intro, great response to it, and I've spent kind of the week going through lots of, and they've kept coming in, which is really important to acknowledge too, because we'll be doing it again at the end of this month. So it's great to encourage everyone. But we looked at a bit of, I guess, people who are probably in a really tough year last year, like who really stood up and contributed to the sport. So we got some great nominations, but we've gone with Steph Gooden from Victoria. So if you don't know Steph, she's been a long-term climber, but she was nominated for her role with Sport Climb Victoria and keeping that organisation, helping. She's a volunteer on the board of directors, and she organised a lot of comps and a lot of events during 2020. Because as we know, like probably out of the country, Victoria had it. I guess has done it the most tough in 2020, and she even finished the year by organising a comp called Gym Hopper, which just encouraged people to get back to support their local gyms in and around Melbourne to finish the year. And I guess her role within Sport Climb Victoria has been really to encourage that organisation and climbing to be really inclusive. And that's huge and something.
Yeah, that's really good to hear.
So we'll talk to Steph in the coming days and see what we can, and we'll put some La Sportiva on her shoe. I have seen on her feet, and it's really cool. So keep the nominations coming in. I guess we're happy to consider the ones that have already come in, and it'd certainly be nice to acknowledge more people throughout 2021.
Yeah, cool. And I know, I joke about Melbourne, but God, those guys did it really tough in 2020. I mean, we were pretty lucky up here in Sydney and in New South Wales. We could go to the crag, we could go to the gym, and definitely live a pretty almost normal life. I know those climbers down in Melbourne definitely did it tough. They were locked out of a lot of their places, and Steph did a fantastic job in sort of rallying the troops and getting people back at the crags and into the gym. So that's a top effort there. Cool. All right, Andrew, before the break, we were talking about, your climbing achievements before a young fella entered into your world. And we're not talking about Lee here. We're talking about old little Maxie. So obviously, the little fella came along. Yeah, he's pushing probably about 10 by now, isn't he? Or no, he's just about 2. is that how old Max is now? 2? Yeah. No, yeah. He's a cutie. And for people that have been following the podcast, we heard him talking to his Uncle Ben there on one of our little promo little videos. So Max is a delight to have. And at the end of the podcast, the guys that are the people are watching the show on YouTube, we'll see we put Rumbler put together an awesome little package about you, Andrea, and we'll put that at the end, so people can watch that, and that sort of shows you how you it shows off little Maxie when he was a young little tacker, and I suppose it explains how you get in a beautiful way that's been put together with some awesome footage, and how you take Max to the crag and how he's a part of your life. But I mean we've all well, not all of us, but a lot of us have kids, and we understand that yeah, it does change your life, doesn't it? Taking your little ones to the cliff, but yeah, you work around it, and you still do what you love, and that's fantastic for you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, obviously, Max, I've seen him there screwing on some holds on the old board, so I dare say he's destined for great things in the rock climbing community of Blackheath. Is that what you're hoping for?
Yeah, I mean, Lee and I talk about it quite a lot, about whether he'll have any interest in it whatsoever. I'm sure there's kids that absolutely rebel against what their parents do, but hopefully there'll be some really nice times going out climbing with Max. Yeah, whether he loves it or not, let's wait and see.
Yeah, no, I'm sure
Yeah.
he will. Yeah, I mean, you guys, it's in your blood, isn't it? Yeah, you got a good passion for it. Yeah, just don't introduce iPads and computer games and people of attraction that attracts him away from the crags. I think. No,
But it's
he's a
certainly,
great little guy, and I mean, obviously he's fun to be around, isn't he? I mean, the kids are fantastic, and they're awesome to drag out to the crag. And I've seen some training footage or actually with yourself and Lee and even Ben there, and even old Maxie's doing a bit of a workout with you. I was going to say, it is a bit scary, isn't he, when he's underneath you when you're on the boards? Is that how's that go? How does he?
He's getting better, like as he's starting to understand a little bit more. But yeah, definitely gets tricky. If it's just me and Max at home training, then I can't really boulder on the wall just because it's too hard to keep an eye on him. So usually I'll do like a strength session, so like a fingerboard session or pull-ups and other stuff that's a bit more controlled. He still does come over and pull on my legs as I'm doing some hangs, which can get a bit, a little frustrating because like trying to do pull-ups and he's pulling down on you, and it's it's not ideal.
He's getting heavier, so
you put him on your back and what's going on? It'd be a great weight. For sure.
He's going on like 12 kilos or something now.
Oh, perfect. That's good weight vest, isn't it? Yeah, just get him to hang on.
Yeah,
a bit like Yoda and Luke Skywalker style, isn't it?
Cool. No, he's awesome. Like early on, we kind of would take him everywhere because obviously couldn't be away from me for too long, so he'll just come to the crag and just Ben would help out with being an extra person with belaying or like other friends. So I think that's the hardest bit. Like before having Max, it would just be Lee and I going out and going on adventures, and you could go multi-pitching or just be out all day and not have to worry about access or his safety. But now it's a little harder, and
for sure.
You could still always have to have someone there supervising him or just making sure he doesn't fall off a cliff or eat rocks or something stupid.
And I know when they're really young that they don't walk around. You can just like put them in a tent, and then when they're asleep, okay, time to send. And then basically, it's actually quite good for your climbing, I think. It sharpens your mind. You have to red point there and then, don't you? Or on site, you can't be faffing around. I reckon it's for people that faff around on red points, have a kid and you'll understand that it has to count.
It's the all the extra gear too, isn't it, that you have to take, and snacks and all the things like that. That's what I like as a I remember that you'd get ready for an event and you sort of knew your own routine and what you needed and whatever, and you think, oh yeah, we got to take this and this and this and this. And as an adult, you can if you forget the food at the crag, it's never good, buddy. You can get through, but not with a 2-year-old.
No, he's always snacks.
Or
snacks.
Ben. Ben's a problem as well. I've been climbing with Ben and we forgot the food once, and oh my lordy lord. Oh, he's gone.
Oh no.
He's tapped out.
We were so he swapped sides. We were so close.
What's he doing?
Now, talking about Max, I think he'll be home soon, and we've been chatting to Andrea. So I guess the last things we wanted to talk about today was we've touched on a little bit there. The future of your climbing lane. You obviously still got aims. Talked about 33s, but I guess you're looking at 34s and whatever as well. But what's the you're part of the scene. You're seeing it change and evolve. Where's climbing going from here, and what do we need to do to make it a better scene and so our kids like do grow up wanting to be climbers and part of this awesome community.
But yeah, who's the next best thing in Australia? I think is it
That's
Max?
quite a loaded question.
Is it Max?
Max.
No.
Max.
Well,
Is that what you're saying?
he did start. He's probably out of all of us got La Sportiva's the youngest
Youngest
age.
ambassador. Yeah.
Yes,
He's grown out of those shoes now, hasn't he? He's grown out of his little
he's
first
good.
grippers.
He's still wearing them.
He spots the old.
Yeah, he just
Here
got
we
the
go,
new
the
colours.
old,
Yeah, he loves them.
The gripper, yeah. Actually, believe it or not,
Yeah.
they're great. I don't know, Andy, if you just send him. They're great for just walking around. I know my little Edie, she wore them to kindergarten and everything.
Yeah,
They're
he loves
fantastic.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole idea is they're soft and you're supposed to be able to claw with your toes and stuff and build strength up for your feet. So
Yeah.
so, no,
Yeah, he loves them.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank Max for rocking them for us. Yeah, flying the flag up there. Yeah.
I'll let him know. Yeah, he's very appreciative.
Oh, we'll sign him up. We'll sign him up. Yeah, that's all right.
Just on the topic of like red point pressure and like, you know, making things work when you've got the kid at the crag. There was when I did Dungeon Master, actually, Lee had gone for a walk with Max to try and get him to sleep, and then I actually had Ben's daughter Mila belaying me, and I was horrendously sick and I couldn't take any like medication because I was still breastfeeding.
Oh, you're still breastfeeding, yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, you can. Went to the chemist and they're like, oh, you can have some vitamin C and some Panadol or something. But that was
have an orange.
Yeah. But pressure was on just a red point and ended up like getting so pumped and screaming, ended up waking Max up and Mila was like freaking out, belaying me. But yeah, I was like, oh, don't drop me, Mila. But no, it was awesome.
Did you send her that go?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
yeah.
nice work. Nice work.
Yeah,
How was the
just like-
mantle? I always found that was a
desperate.
Yeah,
So
it's
desperate.
horrendous.
So
Oh, my
desperate.
God,
Yeah, I almost dropped it on the mantle.
Yeah, I don't think you're not the only one. I've seen many a rock climber
I've seen a few. Yeah.
power their way out to the lip and then just go to water as soon as they have to roll over onto the slab. So, yeah. But maybe Kim Carrigan couldn't do that one either. Okay, we'll move on from there. No, cool. So obviously, Andrea, you've been to Yosemite. You've done some big walls. Is that back on the agenda? If you could, possibly a bit later, and obviously you'd have to have a chaperone there with
Maybe
Max.
theatre. Yeah.
That'd be quite cool.
Yeah, it would be.
Volunteer there, Ben.
Yeah, it'd be great to go back to Yosemite. Yeah, I don't know.
Have you got this one on the cards?
The TC Pros.
Oh no, the Dawn Wall. You up for the Dawn Wall?
Oh, the Dawn Wall.
Sneak preview there of a new product coming out from La Sportiva end of the year. Now, before we digress, Andrea, you're a superstar. You're fantastic. You're a cover girl on a few magazines. How many covers have you been on?
Probably not many. Maybe 3.
3?
3.
I think I found number 4. Wait a second. And it's Women's Day. Fantastic publication, read by many. Do they pay a little bit more than the climbing magazines, do they?
A little bit more than climbing magazines and climbing sponsors.
Oh no! Did you get to meet Posh and Beckham on the photo shoot, or was it just you and Lee?
It's just maybe next year.
That's
like you're, well, obviously the talk Ninja Warrior, but yeah, you've started a business, got married, had a baby. It's like last 5 years has been
busy,
pretty busy.
Yeah.
And it gets it's great, but like you're established up there and career and climbing, and it's great.
Yeah, and it's a really cool community, isn't it, up there? And it's you got an awesome little wall. You got a great little business. You got this crazy brother-in-law just down the street.
Good neighbours.
And we're going through a global pandemic. What more could you ask for? Fantastic. Yeah, cool. So
we're back in masks down in Victoria.
Oh, you Victorians. Yeah, we're sensible up here.
How's this for future once you got kids in school, Andrea? So my kids went off to school today, and I didn't check anything, didn't check any mail, went for a ride, just relaxed. And then 11 o'clock, I got a message: your kids are supposed to have a mask in school today. And I was like,
really?
oh, okay. Can you give them one? I can bring one up. So, and I felt, I was a bit like, hey, I didn't check the news this morning. Like, kids went to school. So.
Now, for viewers and listeners, Aaron, just clarify, how many kilometres are you away from the outbreak of the Melbourne what do we call cluster?
Well, 350k. So I consider, I'm closer to the New South Wales border.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's serious. I mean, I'm not.
Doesn't it?
We can laugh about it, but I'll tell you what, it's
just one of those things. I mean, people would have woken up to that today in Melbourne, and it's just here we go again. So anyway,
it's
and the whole of Victoria. It's not just like the city of Melbourne.
Yeah, the whole of Victoria.
Well, yeah, I thought. Well, I knew the outbreak was in Melbourne, but I just thought, nothing surprises you now. So I keep saying, I think every time I talk to you guys or swap messages with team stuff, I'm like, I hope to get up to Blue Mountain soon. So I really think I should come up because
as soon as you can.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you might not be able to come. Yeah, cool. Now, I suppose before we crack on for 1986, I know we got Ben in here as our technical advisor on the training. Now, I was going to say, do you want to ask Andrea about her training regime and how she manages injuries and stuff like this? I know, Andy, you've got a little bit. Have you still got a sore finger at the moment, or that's all healed up and good to go?
Mostly good.
Mostly okay. Yeah. It's called old age.
Yeah, I've just got to be careful with it.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, a couple of good physios.
I've heard Ben's pretty good with fingers. Yeah.
Hey, I've got a question. I've got a really sore neck. I've got to come up and visit you guys. It's killing me. I don't know. Can I come up for some massaging? You got to. No.
Ben will stick in some needles in your shoulders.
Oh, cool. I'll be up. Saturday. Can you book me in? That's right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. I'll give you a call tomorrow. So 86, you were born, Andrea, in the year 1986. It always, I know Aaron and I always say it freaks us out when we talk about this because I was in high school. In 86, I think. Yeah, 8. I was.
I'm still not sure about this segment.
Is it your turn, Aaron?
No. So, climbing wise, let's have a look here. Well, we spoke about this before. Lord of the Rings was 1986 by Stephen Glovax. Heinz Mariaka.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
The shoe, really?
Well, there you go. Did kendo, actually, in Italy, in 8B+, and that was considered one of the hard routes of the time. Didier Rabatou did La Mission.
Heinz
Mariaka did kendo,
Wet.
Jean-Baptiste Trudeau, what route did he do in 86 there, Ben? Come on, you're the quiz. I don't expect Andy to know because she wasn't alive. Or she just was, maybe.
Ask her.
Ben was like, hey,
come on, Ben. What did Jean-Baptiste Trudeau do? JB do in 86?
Yeah,
I know.
What is it?
Isn't Andrea going to answer the question?
No, she doesn't know this. Very good. To bolt or not to be. Yeah.
Oh.
And I suppose the big one, I think the classic one is the. Now hold up, ready? Am I doing it right? La Rose was done in 86 like that, and that was done by Antoine, and his brother managed to do Le Minimum, which is very good, very good. And possibly
that was amazingly quick that you that wasn't staged.
Benjamin, find Ghetto Blaster in that. Can you find Ghetto Blaster in the book as well? Because Wolfgang did Ghetto Blaster, which was a 10/10 plus in the Frankeneuer. I think it's a mono, and you go, look at this. Yeah, beyond that is a classic tower shot.
He knows what page it's on.
Ben's flicking through that book. Classic book, Ghetto Blaster. Have we got it?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Ghetto Blaster. Very good. Thanks there, Ben. Oh, great. You got the props organised there. Fantastic.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. And Punks in the Gym is in that. A lovely picture from Heinz Zach of Punks in the Gym in that book. So, yeah. And Johnny Dawes actually did Gaia. I heard some crazy idiot soloed that a few years back. He's got a bit of a long moppy haircut these days. But, yeah. And And then we got Ben Moon did Zeke the Freak 8B in Rubicon. Oh, what's going on there, Ben?
That's Gaia.
Is that Gaia? I can't see it. It's a bit of glare there. Oh, very good. Oh, excellent. Oh, is that you on there, Ben? With no rope?
That's me soloing.
Oh, soloing.
Yeah,
Why do you? Whatever. I mean, I remember seeing that footage of what was his name? On Hard Grit.
The guy that falls and smashes his leg.
Yeah, well, I've gone blank. I should know this. Yeah, he smashed his leg. I think ever since I saw that going.
John Min too.
Yeah, John Min too. Yeah, ever since I saw that, I think I don't know about that stuff. Yeah, very good. Oh, and what are we watching now?
I think we've
We've
got a new segment. I think. Ask Ben.
Oh, there you go. Cool. Now on the sort of like the pop quiz sort of stuff. Alice, our runner, was born in '86 as well. So obviously we've gone over some same information. I don't know if you knew you share the same birth year as Lady Gaga. But the tragic news of the year was when the Chernobyl reactor blew up, unfortunately, and spread its reactive cloud all over northern Europe. So that was a bit rubbish. And Space Challenger actually exploded as well. So that was the first flight where they had a civilian, which unfortunately blew up. And then I know a Swedish Prime Minister, Olof Palme, was assassinated on a street in Sweden, in Stockholm, which was pretty awful actually as well. Yeah, went to the movies and then he came out and he was shot. So
See, that's to highlight that it was awesome that you were born that year, Andrea. I think that's where he's going with that. That was a bit of a downer.
No, well, we'll pick it up. You were born the same year as...
And don't forget our local legend. And
born the same year as Sally Pearson. There you go. And
who's that?
Who's that?
That's a runner. Those weird people who they don't run into the crag. They actually just do the running part.
Yeah, she's a hurdler. Yeah, she jumps over hurdles, There you go. And then same year as a famous tennis player. Now, this man's famous for picking underwear out of his...
Nadal.
Yeah, Nadal. There we go. I'm glad obviously you watch a bit of tennis then.
He asked me that in the preview, and I said Djokovic. So you got that right.
No.
Yeah,
they always zoom in on that.
Yeah, they always. Yeah, you just think I think you should wear a proper pair of underwear.
He needs a better underwear sponsor.
Exactly.
If it was Djokovic, you could say Djokic. Rhyme with.
Well, we could. You could get Nadal, Saks underwear.
I think you should hit him up. Yeah, get the guys on that. Yeah. And Ellie Goulding, British singer, was actually born that year as well. So in the pop quiz there, so that's pretty cool. And the big songs of the year were "Kiss" by Prince, and then "West End Girls" by the Pet Shop Boys, and "Papa Don't Preach" by Madonna. And I don't know what the films were. I think Top Gun was up there as well in that year. So there you go. So pretty cool. Cool.
Good year.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. No, very good year.
Probably Arnie Conan.
I know. Wi-Fi gods are not working there with Ben again.
Oh, that's pretty average, really, doesn't it? Someone assassinated in Sweden. Is that what happened?
Yeah, someone was assassinated. Yeah, Prime Minister.
Someone gets squashed with flat pack in Sweden.
No, the poor fellow was actually shot in a pretty gruesome way, actually, on the streets. Yeah, no. So it was not a good day there in Stockholm for the country when that happened. But yeah, cool. Oh well, we should end it on a bit more of a happier note. Andrea, thanks for joining us on the podcast this week. It's been a great
worries.
chat.
I got a bit of editing for Andrea.
Bit of editing to do much tonight.
Yeah, that's cool. And we forgot to mention that Andrea has joined, and I believe joined Team Skratch for 2021. So that's great news. So obviously, Andrea will tell you how good the stuff is. Just hit her up on her socials. How good the bars and the drink. And
I'm so good at the socials.
On the socials. But yeah, cool.
No,
All
thanks,
right.
Andrew. It's good
Thanks,
to
Andrea,
see you
for
guys
that.
and chat. Thanks,
there,
Ben.
And we'll leave the viewers with this awesome little footage from Rumbler of Andrea's little story. So with further ado, we'll say goodbye.
Cool.
See you guys.
Ciao.
Thanks, guys.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Will Andrea Hah climb her way into history? Step for step, Andrea is matching the other rock climbers.
So as a kid, my parents were really encouraging of me doing extracurricular sports. So I did gymnastics for 10 years at quite a high level, and then went into climbing. The beautiful thing about climbing is it's kind of evolved into something more than just the training. I do the competitions a little bit, but what really appealed to me was the climbing outdoors and the trips and the time that you have at the crag with your friends. I've been really lucky in my climbing. I haven't had any major injuries, a few little niggles here and there. So this is probably the biggest amount of time I've had not being able to push myself that physically. And I never thought that in having a baby I'd ever have to stop, but making it happens a little different. Since having Max, whenever we've gone out climbing, it's been with Max and Lee, and sure, it's really different. Lee and I are just used to getting up in the morning, packing our bags and just going out to Elphinstone for 8 hours or something. But now it's a bit logistically harder. You kind of have to make sure there's another climbing partner, and you got to think about what comes with the baby. But it's really nice. You just appreciate that things are different, and that's something that we chose to do and thought it would enrich our lives in a different way. And just because it's not easier doesn't mean it's not the right thing. Still really looking forward to just that simple aspect of training hard, going to the crag, trying hard on a project, and at the end of the day you go home and life's just the same, better.